Well, hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, where I help you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and hopefully something I say or do will help you to live your best life. So today, I don't know if you're find it interesting about the title, but it's called "If the Rocks Don't Work." If the rocks don't work. Now, we've been talking about the last 3 or 4 weeks about um, going into the new place, crossing over, the big crossover. Some things are going to go, some things are not going to go. Some people are not going to go. Some things that you used to do, you won't be doing anymore. It'll just all things new. There are some habits that you will continue, but there are some habits you're going to have to stop. There are some things that you find, oh, it's just a part of me, a part of what I do. But for you to expand your horizons, go into a new situation, to grow, to expand, to enlarge your tent, enlarge your territory, as the prayer of Jabez is, you're going to have to do some things different. Now, most people I know, when they come into different situations, they don't really put in their learning hat. The first thing is say, "Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I don't know how to do that." Well, I can tell you there have been so many things and so many times that um, I wouldn't have been in places I've been, done the things I've done, if every time it was something new, I would say, "I don't know how to do that." My father taught me, as long as human beings do it, even if you've never done that before, as long as human beings are designed to do it, you can do it. So I want to get you kind of prepared, and not kind of, but really prepared as you move into the crossover. So when you're viewing this, it doesn't matter whether you're crossing over into a new week, into a new month, into a new year, to a new quarter, whatever that looks like for you, that I don't know how to do, I need for you to remove that out of your vocabulary. Okay, so those of you who are faith based, I got this from If the Rocks Don't Work, thinking about King David. So when David, that's a very, very familiar story of David and Goliath. And he told his brothers, and he told the head of, they needed to fight Goliath, and he'd come against the Lord's army, etc. But they was like, "Okay, here's my armor." And the king said, "Here's the armor, here's what I've used." And David said, "No, I haven't proven that. I don't know nothing about that. I can't use that. Let me go with my rock and my rag." In that phase of his life, in that instance, in that time, in that place, it worked. But what if the rocks didn't work? And as we continue to read about King David, we don't see another place he may have used the rock and rag, the five smooth stones, and he only had to use so many, one and whatever, that place. But King David eventually evolved into, one, being the king, and then two, being a mighty warrior. So he did learn how to use a sword. He did learn how to use a shield. He did know how to fight in battle the enemies of the Lord's army. So what if the rocks don't work? What happens when you go into that new place and God opens up a door, but you're still trying to do the old thing in the new place? I'll pause right there, because we do like our comfort zone. One, we like it because we don't want to fail. Who wants to fail? Everybody wants to win. Everybody loves a winner. And then in the new place, we don't have no history there. We have no precedent. You've never been there before. You've never been in that situation before. You've never been in that place before. Even if it's a new city, a new state, you've never been there before, so you have no history, and then you have no victories. Because see, if you have a victory in a place, or it was successful, then you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm good, I'm good." But when in that new spot, you don't have no history, you don't have no victory. So let me just tell you a little bit about my husband and I. We travel a lot. I think it was probably our third or fourth date. When I said, "Do you like to travel?" He didn't have no clue what he was answering yes to, but we just went on from there. He said, "Oh yeah, I love to travel. I've been out of the country, whatever." I was like, "Yes, this is the dude for me." So, but when we do travel, we enjoy eating new foods. We enjoy going into new places. We enjoy trying the foods that are local to the area where we are. When we get closer to the city, if he's driving, I'm looking up the best breakfasts in the area, and the ones that are not the chains, because we want to do something different. But you have to really come out of your comfort zone, because if you weren't to be in our comfort zone, I would want to eat in the regular places that we always eat in our house. Now, sometimes we go into a city and there's not a lot of local fare that we want to try. So we do slip back into something that we know. But there are a lot of times we don't. We expand like, oh, okay, so this is a new restaurant. Oh, wow. So where are the chairs? Okay, so where are the seats? Oh, they do have booths here. Oh, okay. So where are the forks and where are the? We have no problem asking questions. So first off, and then after that, then we settle right on in. It's not embarrassing if you go down a wrong hallway and that's not where the bathroom is. Oh, where's the bathroom? Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. And that's where people, oh, I like knowing what I'm doing because they want it. Now I do have control issues, but having to be in control of every single solitary situation, I've kind of come out of that habit. Because I do want to go in new places. I do want to experience new things. I do want to expand my life, my experiences with my husband, as well as expand my businesses. So I can't always just go into, I don't know how to do that. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Because sometimes I'm leaving money on the table if I say that. I am not going through a new door that God has for me if I say, no, I don't know how to do that. But if it's something a human being's done it, my dad told me I could do it. So number one, you got to be open. You got to be open to new situations, new foods. Oh, I'm just a steak and potatoes. So you're going to eat that everywhere you go? You never going to try seafood? You never going to try sushi? I had never tried sushi until I married my husband. Because I'm like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. My father didn't eat sushi. My father really wasn't into Chinese, Japanese food. But my husband is a foodie. So therefore, he's like, well, just try it. If you don't like it, oh my gosh. There are so many things that I've never tried that I now know that I like. So you have to be open. You have to be willing to be open to the opportunity. Now, if there's something I try and it doesn't sit well in my taste bud or doesn't agree with my body, I'm good. But our pact is at least try it, Julia. Don't just go around saying, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Oh, I've never, it's nasty. Just looking at it. You ain't tried it. You didn't put it in your mouth. You haven't tasted it. You don't even know. So be open to in the new place, in the new situation. You can't necessarily get your own rag and rock to work every time, because it may not work there. You may have to do something different. And believe you me, I've been in enough situations, in my life, in my singing life, to know that you have to stand back just like you're a 3-year-old and say, how do they do it here? What do they do here? And how is it handled here? And then number 2, observe, be observant. What is the behavior here? What was the dress code? What is the dress code? We're at an event and we're heading into the place, and I'm asking the gentleman, all right, so he's giving me a map of the whole mall, but I'm like, I'm not getting ready to walk the whole mall. What is the closest entrance? Where's the closest place? Where do I need to be closest? Because I got a lot of stuff, but where do I need to be able to be successful in this new place? The same thing. You have to go in and be observant. And then number 3, you got to ask some questions. So just like I'm asking the gentleman or emailing him, okay, what's our best closest entrance to go into? Because I don't like just wandering around with a whole lot of stuff in the wrong end of the mall, and I was supposed to be on the other end, or the wrong entrance. And, I had that happen. In the last place, we went in one way that was real convenient, but when we got in there and all this stuff, boxes to go up and down steps, what? No elevator? Are you kidding me? So anyway, so you got to ask some questions. And then finally, you got to learn from it and grow. Because once you go into new situations and you meet new people and you do different things, you're more open to it every time. You just like, you won't go in assuming anything. You'll go in saying, all right, we're going to keep an open mind. We're going to observe, look around. Oh, what's the easiest way? What's the best way? And then we're going to ask questions if we still do have questions. And then we're going to learn from it and grow. So if the rock doesn't work, be open to what's new. My rock doesn't work. So therefore, I have to be open. I have to observe what's going on around me. Why is my rock broken? Oh, they don't use rocks here. They use something else. This time, God does not change. I am the Lord God, I change not. But his methods and his strategies show do change. You read from Genesis to Revelations, and sometimes he had them walking around walls. Sometimes he had them with lamps in glass and throwing glass down. Sometimes you prayed. Sometimes you shouted. Sometimes you didn't say anything. Sometimes you walked in the water and it parted. Sometimes you pulled out a rod. It just whatever he says, do it. But you have to be flexible and you have to be open. Your Savior may be an ark one time, and then it may be a little a carrier boat for Moses the next time. It may be, you just never know. So you got to be open. You got to observe and be ready. And then you got to ask some questions. Lord, how are we going to go up? Who's going to go first? Send Judah first. Send Judah first. The fighters and the worshipers. So it just all depends on which way and what way he wants you to do it and what strategy he wants you to use. So as we continue to get prepared, to continue to cross over, to continue to be in the new places that God has for us, and even some of the things that we know that have been life-changing over the last 2 years, my prayer is that you say, God, don't let me go in to the new with the same old. Help me to be prepared mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Guard me, comfort me, guide me, expand me, give me empowerment, be with me. And of course, he promised never to leave you, but be with me. Help me to know your presence. Help me to feel your presence as I move into this new place. And so it's going to require sometimes that you have a greater communication with him, a better communication with him, so that you can hear his voice, know his voice, and follow in his footsteps, and then reap the benefits and enjoy the harvest of what he has for you in the upcoming days, weeks, months, years until his return. So I trust that blesses you and helps you, and because sometimes the rocks don't work. Coming up on December 18th, December 12th, I'm sorry, Live Your Best Life, coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, envision-radio.com. You can listen to Live Your Best Life on the Simple Radio, AudacityTuner.com, MyTuner, Radio.Garden, Get Me Radio, Media U, whoo! And of course, number one, download our free app on a Google Play Store. Not yet ready for iTunes, but Google Play Store most definitely. And listen 24/7 to envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. So my guest on December 12th is Ms. Rita Oliver, the money strategist. So be on the lookout. Get your pen and paper ready to get some fantastic information from her. Coming up after that, Ms. Cheryl Underwood with Spiritual Nourishment. And she has a shout out line. You can feel free to call it 1-855-743-7951. That's 1-855-Cheryl1. Shout out your church. Shout out your pastor. Shout out your city and state. And send her some encouraging words too as well. Coming up, I'll be at the Melannaire Marketplace if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area on December 18th. Even if you're not in that area, you can always reach out to me. My stores and all my information are at solo.to/Julia A. Royston. Now, it may look like a funny looking website, but once you click there, once you type that in, it has a list of all my stores, websites, etc. What's coming up on the horizon for me, I encourage you One, the BK Royston Foundation is still always accepting donations for books, backpacks, and supplies as we head into the new year. Visit bkroystonfoundation.org for more information. The scholarship will be coming up in January as well. For we give a nursing scholarship to an HBCU student. So you will see, if you scroll down on the first page, you'll see the first nursing scholarship that we gave away to a beautiful young woman. So more information there. So visit if you want to contribute and want to help us provide books and backpacks for the underserved and underrepresented communities, go to bkroystonfoundation.org. As far as events for me, on January 6th, 2022, wow, it's coming up really, really fast. There's only like 20 days left of the year at this taping. So if you're interested in writing a children's book, go to children'sbookbootcamp.com. That starts on January 6th, 2022. And then I have a writer's class coming up on January 18th, 2022. So go to bkroystonpublishing.com and click on classes. Click on classes. So I'm Dr. Julia Royston. I trust that something I said or did will help you, bless you on your journey and throughout the holiday season, so that you can be all you can be and head into the crossover. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the Book Business Bosses, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, be a book business boss. If you're ready to write, hit me up at talkwithroyston.com. Be blessed and have